The Lake Orion community came together to help those in need during this holiday season with several events that made sure families had a happy Christmas.
The Chamber of Commerce recognized several business leaders in the community during their annual Impact Awards held at Paint Creek Country Club.
Dozens of local runners went dashing through the snow during a brand new event hosted by Orion Township.
And 2 robotics teams representing Lake Orion Middle Schools advanced to the first in Michigan FTC State Championship in Battle Creek. We'll have the results coming up. Hello everyone, I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Shannon Line.
We'll have those stories and more coming up on this edition of ONTV News. During the holidays, many turn their attention to those who are struggling to make ends meet at this time of year. One program known as Shop with a Hero partners children with heroes to make sure everyone has a Merry Christmas. On the evening of Wednesday, December 13th, dozens of children were invited to the Myers store in Oxford for Shop with a Hero, one of many such events taking place throughout the area in the days leading up to Christmas. As families arrived for the event, children were taken to a dining area where they shared a meal with officers and firefighters. Then they were off to do a little shopping using gift cards courtesy of Meijer.
This is the annual Shopping with the Heroes that we do as a department every year, along with the Oxford PD, the Village of Oxford. It's something where we bring in needy kids. We put them with one of our officers. It's called Shopping with the Heroes Day. The officers have dinner with the kids and then take them shopping. And they're given a gift certificate through Meijers. And then each family is given a meal to take home for the holidays that's put together by Meijers.
Children from approximately 30 families took part in the event, with similar events happening at other Meijer stores in the Metro Detroit area. Organizers reach out to schools and area churches to assemble a list of families who could use a little help this holiday season.
I don't know of another entity that has kept something going for this long, and this is something that Meijers takes pride in every year, and it seems to keep growing. It's nice from a law enforcement perspective because it allows us to interact with some of these younger kids. Often today the kids kind of shy away from us. This is an event that brings them together. It allows us to sit down and have a meal with them. A lot of communication. For us, it's a win-win situation for us, and we enjoy it.
The Lake Orion Lions Club is known for helping the community with a large variety of charitable efforts throughout the year. The organization strives to do even more during the holiday season to make sure everyone has a Merry Christmas. On Tuesday, December 5th, the Lake Orion Lions Club hosted its annual Christmas party for the special education students in the Lake Orion schools at the Cirque building. The Lions volunteers arrived early and decorated the media room. Guests were served lunch and enjoyed live Christmas music. Later in the party, Santa and Mrs. Claus stopped by to visit the kids and pass out presents.
We're here today for our special needs Christmas that the Lake Orion Lions put together for the kids here at the Lake Orion community schools. What we do is we have Santa come in, and we divide the groups, like each of the teachers give us a list of items that the kids would like to have Santa bring them, and then we have our Lake Orion Lions go out and shop for the list. And then what we do is we bring them in and we wrap them, and then we have Santa come in and Mrs. Claus, and then they present the kids with the gifts, and then we give them lunch and we sing, and it's just a party all about the kids.
The following week, members of the Lake Orion Lions came together once again, this time for a massive undertaking that has become one of their biggest events of the year. On Friday, December 15th, volunteers assembled in the gymnasium of the Cirque building to begin sorting donations of food and toys. Most of the food you see here was collected by area schools during food drives. Volunteers sorted food into categories before filling boxes that were delivered to seniors and families in need on Saturday.
Well, basically we're helping, I think it's a little over 100 families who need a hands up this year, and we are giving them enough food for a week and some toys for their children and some hats and mittens for the kids. So the high schools, the various schools have food drives, and we go and we pick them up, and that's what you're seeing out here is all this food is from school food drives. And then the Lions Club out in the hall, they buy probably about $10,000 worth of everything from vegetables to laundry soap to toilet paper to cakes and mixes. So every family will get one of that. And then tomorrow After we sort all the food, which is what we're doing, then we'll go around and we'll shop for each family. You get a sheet and you actually shop. If it's a family of 4, they might get 5 boxes of food plus toys. And then tomorrow, when you deliver to the family, you come into here first and they will get ham, eggs, bread, milk, all the cold food. So they for sure have enough food for a week or a week and a half.
Over 80 fifth graders from Blanche Sims Elementary School were bused to the Cirque building to help sort food, assemble boxes, and even make Christmas cards.
It's a tradition through Blanche Sims that the fifth graders get the opportunity to help the Lions Club after we collect canned goods for the season. So then we come and sort them to try and help them out and make their jobs a little easier, getting the boxes prepared for the families in need.
In addition to the food and toys donated by the community, the Lions Club spends thousands of dollars on perishables and additional toys. Money raised by fundraisers like the Jubilee and charity auction help make these purchases possible.
Many fundraisers go on. We conduct to help raise the funds to put this project on. The biggest one we do just before this event was the first weekend in November, our Christmas charity auction, and we raise anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 annually at that event, and that pretty much covers most of the cost for this program. It's not easy to feed about 250 families between the families plus the seniors, and it takes a small army, not just Lion members, but we have volunteers from the community that every year they come out and support us at this event to help get this out to the families.
Volunteers returned on Saturday to deliver boxes of food and gifts right to the doorstep of families and seniors in need. For more information on the efforts of the Lions Club, visit LakeOrionLions.org.
Throughout the year, the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce hosts numerous events for its members, ranging from luncheons to expos to ribbon-cutting ceremonies. As the year winds down, the Chamber hosted a luncheon to honor the people and businesses who made 2017 memorable. ONTV's Joe Johnson has the story.
On Wednesday, December 6th, the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual Impact Awards at the Paint Creek Country Club in Lake Orion. The luncheon began with Executive Director Kim Urbanowski welcoming those in attendance, and with the help of Deputy Oakland County Executive Matt Gibb, board members, ambassadors, and staff were recognized for their hard work and contributions to the efforts of the Chamber.
The board is what drives the strategic bits and makes sure that everything is running correctly and that everybody's on task with the strategic plan. And then you've got the workhorses there in the office, myself and Carla and Jillian, that are executing those ideas and into events and things like that. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's good. The board has wonderful ideas and we work to execute them. It's been an incredible year with Carla and Jillian. Feel really, really lucky that they both kind of came in the door. Honestly, I've known Carla for a while, and I'm happy that she took a leap of faith. And then, Jillian, she is just super organized. So we couldn't do anything without the two of them.
After lunch, awards were handed out in 6 different categories. Named Aspiring Entrepreneur of the Year was local magician and motivational speaker Anthony Grappito.
It means a lot, and it's nothing I ever asked for, nothing I sought after. I got a call one day and told that people had noticed my efforts, and that's all I ask. I never go out seeking a reward or seeking a paycheck, although those are nice to have. But it's great when I do work for the community just off of something that I thought would help, and then it gets recognized on a level that's worth mentioning. So.
Christy Shones received the Youth Impact Award for her work with the Daisy Project. Her efforts were largely responsible for improvements at Friendship Park to make it more accessible for those with special needs.
It was humbling to be acknowledged for something I feel like that was just kind of my calling to do. So I'm just doing, I feel like, what I'm supposed to be doing, but it is nice to get recognition, all the hard, like the long hours, the late nights, all that stuff going into all the projects that we do. It is nice.
Accepting the Community Beautification Award was Dr. Joe Master Mateo, who is the chairman of the Orion Veterans Memorial. Organizers broke ground on M24 in 1996, and the memorial has grown and evolved over the next 2 decades, most recently adding a War Dogs monument in August.
We call it a living memorial, which simply states it's a work in progress and that we want to continue it on. We've added monuments since the beginning that did not include them. And just recently we added the War Dog Monument, which we had no idea that we were going to do. But when all of us found out just how important the war dog was and the thousands of lives that the war dogs saved, we had to have a monument for it.
Receiving the Economic Impact Award was 20 Front Street, located in downtown Lake Orion. Accepting the award on behalf of the concert venue's many investors was Alan Getz and his wife Angela.
It's been an honor and just super excited about the amount of people that have come together to help make this happen. Everyone from the Chamber, the DDA, Village Council, Orion Township people, the building department, everyone helping us to make this a reality.
Named Entrepreneur of the Year was Valerie Penz, owner of Holistic Health by Valerie. She was also named Ambassador of the Year by the Chamber.
When someone used to say the words Chamber of Commerce, I thought that was for car dealerships and the hospital. Like I honestly didn't understand what the organization was about, and it wasn't until I embraced this group of people. So I'm not sure that every Chamber of Commerce functions the way Orion does, but it's true. It's a community, a group of people that their children go to school here, their businesses are here, they work here, they play here, they live here. And it's really just a group for people who have passion about what they do, where they live, how they raise their children. It's just a great group of people. So it's not just for large business owners, that's for sure.
And named Business Person of the Year was Dr. Chris Bennett of Orion Family Spinal Center.
It meant a lot to me. I've been in the community for quite a while, for about 4 years now, and love this community. So for me to be voted Business Person of the Year by my peers and colleagues was really humbling, and so it was exciting, and we had a lot of fun.
When you go back, the story that you told about making that decision to go back to school and to start this business, did you ever envision a path that brought you up to this podium today?
No, actually. You never know how things are going to turn out. You just kind of step on a leap of faith and see how things go. And I'm just every day it's like a new exciting chapter. And so this is just one of those.
For more information on the efforts of the Chamber, call 248-693-6300 or visit OrionAreaChamber.com. From the Paint Creek Country Club in Lake Orion, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. As the population of Americans ages 65 and older continues to grow, the demand for assisted and independent living facilities will increase. Recently, the community came together to celebrate the official grand opening of a facility geared toward the area's aging population. On Thursday, December 14th, representatives of the Chamber of Commerce gathered at Beacon Square on M24 in Scripps for a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
1, 2, 3. It feels amazing to have the whole chamber and everyone here to represent our opening, our official opening. They've been supportive from the beginning, and I appreciated it.
Construction of the facility began in June of 2016 and began accepting residents in October of this year. The state-of-the-art facility currently has 21 residents with room for 140 more.
So we're an all-inclusive type community for our seniors where we'll offer meals, utilities, housekeeping, and more importantly, just a safer environment and providing a better quality of life for those who might need more socialization or things like that.
Prior to the construction of the facility, developers had proposed building residential housing on the parcel of land, which would have added to the congestion generated by the students and staff of nearby schools.
For several years, there was an approved plan to build 111 single-family homes right on this site. So some people would see that good, some people see that bad. We look at it as the use. 111 homes generates a decent amount of traffic, and already on Scripps and Stadium Road with 3 schools and the church, it's a very busy area of our community. So ironically, and a little known fact, there's 15 to 20% of our population is here at this campus during the school day, meaning like from the Scripps Stadium campus. So when we met with Pomeroy and heard that they wanted to build an assisted living facility at this site, or independent living, we were thrilled because we thought it'd just be a great use. Obviously, this type of a building doesn't generate as much traffic. Certainly there's employees and there's even independent living people that live here, but most of the people who live here don't have vehicles, and then just there are already talks about collaborating with the schools and having, the middle school kids to be able to come here and the high school students come here and kind of interact with our senior population. So it's a really great fit, in my opinion.
For more information on the services provided at Beacon Square, you can call 248-621-3100 or visit beaconorion.com.
For more than 20 years, Orion Township has been hosting the Dragon Dash 5K race each year in the spring. Recently, organizers added another race to their calendar where the conditions are a little more challenging. On the morning of Sunday, December 17th, approximately 80 runners of all ages gathered at the Orion Center for the start of the first ever Snow Dash 5K race. Santa Claus was on hand to greet the racers as they arrived. With the temperature at a mild 24 degrees, the first Snow Dash was underway.
Set! There we go! Bingo!
Well, we do the Dragon Dash in May every year, and my race timer, Rod from Rot Pack Racing, has been trying to talk me into doing this for a while, and I always just thought it was too crazy, but this year I decided, why not? Let's go for it.
To make things a little easier for the participants, Orion Township Parks and Rec plowed the path along the Pollyant Trail. The course took runners to Orion Township Hall before they turned around and came back to the Orion Center.
Well, Aaron Watley, our parks director, he talked one of his guys, Dave, into plowing it for us. And he not only plowed it once, he had to plow it twice because we had the big snowfall and we thought we were done. And then we got a few more inches the other day, so he actually plowed it twice for us. And it's in beautiful condition. Couldn't have asked for a better course.
Finishing first overall was Alex Pollock of Ortonville with a time of 18:13.8. The first female to cross the finish line was Jennifer Blindert of Lake Orion. She was the second person to finish overall with a time of 20:37.2. Participants paid $5 entry fee, with proceeds going towards future Orion Township programs and events.
Well, it just benefits Orion Township because it gets people out running. We only charge $5 for the run today, which is pretty bare bones. We kept it as simple as we could. It's really just getting the community out active and on the trail and being Orionites.
Oh, I admire them getting out here and exercising in the cold winter. It's great to be outside.
Think it's good training to become an elf?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, we are always looking for hard workers, and these are the epitome of hard-working people out here.
If running in the freezing cold temperatures is your thing, there's still time to sign up for the Lake Orion DDA's New Year's Resolution Run, scheduled to take place on the morning of New Year's Day in downtown Lake Orion. Visit downtownlakeorion.org for more information.
December 7th marked the 76th anniversary of attack on Pearl Harbor, which officially brought the United States into World War II. Many of Lake Orion's oldest residents were still children when the attack happened, but that doesn't stop the community from gathering on its anniversary. On the evening of Thursday, December 7th, local veterans and dignitaries gathered at the Orion Center for a ceremony to remember the date that will live in infamy. Orion Veterans Memorial Board member Joanne Van Tassel welcomed those in attendance. She invited some of the World War II veterans to come forward to share their stories.
Well, I think you saw how the people here tonight reacted to the stories. That these, none of them were big, important stories, you know. None of them came and said, well, I was there with the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima, or I was there at the Battle of the Bulge, or other things that we know from our history books. They told what it was like to be an average GI going into the service as a teenager, right out of high school or before they even graduated from high school, and the job that they did and how it touched the people here to be reminded of the sacrifices that these men made. And they are representative of those who unfortunately didn't come back from the wars there in the early and mid-1940s.
After watching some videos, the ceremony came to an end with a gun salute and the playing of taps.
Ready? Fire. Ready? Fire. Ready? Fire.
Although a relatively new program, robotics teams from both Walden and Scripps Middle Schools have excelled at competition, not only locally, but at the state level as well. In its second year, the Scripps Middle School robotics team is building on the success they've achieved the previous school year, when they advanced past the First in Michigan FTC State Championship and competed in the World Championship. So far, during the 2017 school year, the Scripps team advanced past the regional qualifiers held in Midland in November, despite the fact that their robot broke down.
So our robot has an arm that grabs 6x6 cubes called glyphs, and you need to stack them into a crypto box within 3 minutes. And then the last 30 seconds is an end game where you grab a relic with another claw, and you have to reach your arm out as far as you can over the edge of the game field and place it.
I was kind of surprised because I was just in the pits kind of standing there, and at first we didn't know what happened. It was really scary, but then soon we realized it was just one of our cords that had fallen out.
That was pretty exciting when we for the competition we went through. We didn't go all the way through, but we got the award. We got the controls award, and with that they announced it, so everybody just got all excited, stood up. You know, they were carrying people out there and just going out. They were really thrilled with that.
We were extremely surprised. We all jumped off of the bleachers and went down there, and they congratulated us. We got a plaque that's in the school, so yeah.
We got a robot design award for making our robot really well and putting it down in the engineering notebook.
With the relic arm that we have, that's the reason we think that the controls win. It's a pretty unique situation that we had at that time in order to grab the relic and lift it and take it out at that time. That was the first competition for the state in Michigan, and then at that time most people weren't even doing the relic. There was only 3 or 4 teams out of 30-some that was there that could actually do the relic at that time, and we were one of them.
The Walden Middle School team had one last shot to advance to state competition during a qualifier held in Oxford on December 8th and 9th, which they did. Impressive considering the program is in its first year at Walden.
Coming in, they were a pretty disparate group, kind of all going off in different directions. We did some exploratory activities and found areas that they were most interested in, and once we got them kind of channeled into an area, they were able to focus a little better, and they came together better as a team, and we've really seen them grow a lot over the course of the season.
When I was young, I used to play with the Snap Together electricity kits, and those were just a lot of fun, and that fueled my love for robotics and building, and it just hasn't stopped since.
I've experienced many great things. I have learned a lot. I've done fabrication. I've learned a little bit of Java coding, and I did Drive.
It's pretty fun. Everyone's nice, and it's pretty fun to work with some high school team members and some other middle school's team.
It's definitely a steep learning curve, but the kids have really been able to pick things up, and I'm impressed with where we got from a month ago to now is amazing in my mind.
Due to the success of the robotics program at Scripps and at Lake Orion High School, interest has exploded in 2017. Since the robotics teams are required to be capped at 15, students are interviewed for their roster spot. We talked to students and mentors from both middle schools and asked them to share their experience so far.
We want to inspire them to go in some kind of, again, the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, math, and with that, we do see that some kids come and they want to do a lot of the controls, a lot of the programming, and so we'll guide them towards that. Well, some other kids want to do a lot of the mechanical. Some of them want to stay away from the robot and do much of the management stuff, like the sponsorship or the advertising and stuff like that. But in order to get them field, we have them in that as a lead student and also as a team, and then we also have them do across cross-functional areas where they'll get their experience, not just in programming, but mechanical and all that. But we have them to mainly go with what they want to go into, and they are steered toward that direction.
I am observing a lot of kids working together, showing a lot of teamwork. They are learning how to present to judges. They are learning how to use tools in the shop. They're learning how to problem solve when things don't go perfectly. Under pressure, which is very difficult. They're also learning gracious professionalism, which is one of FIRST's core values, and they help other teams when they're struggling on the field, and because they align with those other teams during the competitions and also off the field. So we're working a lot with the Walden team and the Oakview team to make each other better.
What we're observing is their ability to work together as a team and their ability to pick up things about robotics really well and easily. You know, we want people who are going to go into the high school team to be good, have a knack for robots, and that's something that we try to look for really early on in their education.
I think we can basically just get better from the beginning of this year to the end of this year. If the kids are learning, if the kids are bonding, if they're helping each other, if they're learning engineering concepts, it really doesn't matter how far we get in the competition, although that's exciting. It really is the growth that takes place, I think, between the beginning of the year and the end of the year.
It's been really cool learning how to use these tools because I haven't been really able to use them as like a 5th grader because we don't really get those responsibilities. So it's been really fun.
At the beginning of meetings, we each break up into specific groups and we have to build parts of the robot, program, stuff like that. So we each are divided individually, best is what we can do. Because when you're interviewed, the coaches wanted to know what we like to do best and what was our best talents and stuff like that.
We're all trying to achieve the same thing. We share this space, this lovely space that we have here, and we work together. I don't feel that there is a rivalry between us at all.
I have a lot of friends and I've been telling them a lot about it and they're like getting super interested and they're all really good at math and science and all that stuff. So, and our school is incorporating like all the robotic stuff into our school system and just learning and our common assessments. So I think our school and FIRST are really supporting the cause of letting all people join FIRST and get jobs in that field.
I see it less as a team, but more as a small family together, and that just creates more love towards each other and brotherhood throughout the community.
When we finished the robot and got it driving around the first time, we had all the kids stand around and we asked them to all raise their hands. Who's been involved in building the robot? Every single kid raised their hand with pride because everyone had touched screwdrivers, had touched the drills, had really spent time building the robot as it drove around on the floor the first day.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope to see a lot of them on the high school team. I hope to see myself mentoring the high school team. Yeah, I mean, and I think this program in general opens up a lot of doors in their future. So.
Well, there's definitely a lot of, especially in the Detroit metro area, there's a large concentration of engineers and engineering-related jobs, and these are exactly the types of skills and team-building activities and interests that this develops.
Both Scripps and Walden teams advanced to the state championship in Battle Creek on December 15th and 16th. Although Walden made the finals, they did not advance. The Scripps team, however, received the Think Award at the state competition and have advanced to the North Super Regional competition to be held in Iowa in March. Congratulations. And with that, we'll wrap up this edition of ONTV News.
Next time you'll see us, we'll take a look back at what shaped Lake Orion in 2017 for our year in review.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year.